woman is interested for enjoyment or pleasure, women look Bita Apatya Gruha Prati. Bita means wealth required to buy certain things. Women they like shoppings, is not it? To buy something and some aristocratic way of living, some comfortable materials being available through Bitta. Apatya like children's. Gruha, a very nice house. So these are the primary three things. A woman is looking from a man, and for that, Māyā Rusabhaitam, Supreme Personality of Godhead, created a man with the feeling of getting Bita, Apatya, and Gruha. From a man, a woman is trapped into the cycles of death, repeated death, mrityum. So, yam manyate patim mohan. So, the cause of moha, the very symptom of Maya is that it creates moha. Maya, which is not. You can see, especially at this age, people consider Supreme Personality of Godhead as human being, and a human being having birth, old age, to be considered as a supreme God, incarnation of God. So this kind of illusion are very prominent at this age of Kali. So that is called Maya. One treats something which is truth as a different way. The supreme truth, Param Satya, Satyam Param Dhimahi, is Supreme Personality of Godhead. Sulabham Harer Nama. The chanting of holy name, Hare Namaiva Kevalam, Kalau Nastaiva Gatiranyatha. If somebody is seeking some remedy from the pain or want to get atone of any kind of heinous, sinful act, if you present him the fact that just by chanting all the various kind of yajna, Aswamedha yajna, Bhajapaya yajna, Gruha Shanti yajna, Vibhav yajna, there are many yajnas to implement sanskara. But all such yajnas are futile in this age of Kali. There is examples also. Somebody asked these questions and tried to explain him the truth that in this age of Kali, he had a will to atone. Cow is got killed by the destiny due to some problem while he was tied in the rope. So it is considered serious offense and one must atone it. He was asking this. And when I told that you go and simply sit, meditate on Supreme Personality of Godhead's holy name, hear it, chant it through your tongue, realize the while meditating on the transcendental divine form of Radha and Krishna, chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. He heard that, but his heart is not accepting. How with this simple process I will be get atoned? That was the doubt. So he was thinking there should be some process where there will be kirta, there will be what is that yajna, fire, many people gathering, many people being fed. Then nowadays there are DJs in Harinam Sankirtan also, they drink a lot and dance with what kind of song you know, but the name is Harinam Kirtan. So this ceremonial mentality is there, but in this age, people have not understood the message of scripture. Krute jata dhyayat Vishnu. Krute means Satya Yuga, people had a life of 1 lakh years, so they were allowed to do meditations. Scripture especially recommend the process which can make you elevate in one lifetime. Krute jat dhyayat Vishnu. So, in that age, it was good. Hare Krishna. Okay. Yeah. So, what I was talking, that at that age, it was good that people accept this path of meditations. Scripture always see in that mind in one lifetime one should be eligible to enter into the spiritual kingdom. And it was possible because the lifespan is 1 lakh year. So meditation was possible. Dwapare, Makhai means, no, the Tretaya Makhai. During the period of Ramachandra, Tretaya Makhai means Yagya, various Yagya. Dwapare Paricharjaya. In Dwapara Yuga, Archana. And Kalautat Harikirtana. So the age of Dwapara, the lifespan was 1,000 years. And the age of Tretaya, the lifespan was 10,000 years. So fire sacrifice was recommended in Tretaya. For that, you need to have everything pure to do yajna. Priest must be very qualified. Ghee should not be adulterated. The place, time for performing the sacrifice should be flawless. The materials used should be very pure. There should not be any defective materials. The performer and the priest both should not have a selfish motives or mentality. See, the performer himself want that this should happen, that should happen, all these things. Motives are there, right? We need to get either money or Satruhanta Yajna, killing the enemy, or Gruhasanti Yajna, getting a peace into the house, or what are that? Vastu Yajna, or removing the bad elements, omens, etc. Whatever wrong, omen means O-M-E-N, omen. Whatever bad elements present, they should be removed. There are various kind of yajna, Vajpaya yajna, Aswamedha yajna, various yajnas are there. So such a yajna has to be filled with good mentality to please Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yajna Purusha Vishnu. We should bring satisfaction and happiness to Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is the only objective. How this is happening in this age of Kali? You see, nothing is pure. Priest is not qualified. The Sanskrit sloka, if not recited properly, can bring adverse result. We have read that when the King Indra got cheated by another guru. What is his name? So that is there, means if the mantra is not recited properly, it can bring adverse result as well. So the place and time, especially in this age, Kali, the place and time are not suitable at all. They are flawed. Ghee are adulterated. Recently there are many news about that, how they are creating ghee from fat. Even there is a controversy case happened for Tirupati, and many other temples are supplied with adulterated ghees. The materials used for sacrifices are very defective in this age. The performer and the priest both have selfish mentality, and people are always interested that a person who do more so, yeah, like kind of things, people are attracted to them. Those who are chewing tobaccos, gutkha, those who are drunkard, those who are eating fleshes, they are not eligible to perform this yagya. Neither, if you give them dana, you will get cleansed. To get cleansed in your heart, to get a real benefit. Rather, you get offenses by contributing to these people who engages them in sense enjoyment, or by, or your money if engaged in drinking liquor or eating tobaccos, or for just sense gratifications, sense enjoyment, who are not qualified brahmana, then you get the demerits of your donations. What to speak of merits? And people in general cannot understand this very simple concept. That's why, especially in this age, if you want to do something, at least find a Vaishnava who obeys these principles. And so-called advanced Brahmanas are not available. So-called Brahmanas are called Brahma Bandhus because they have taken a birth in the family of Brahmana, the Brahma Bandhus. Kalau Sarva Sudra Sambhava, all are born as Sudra by birth. Sanskarat Dijam Bhavet. So by Sanskara they only gradually grow. Yeah. We'll go back to the concept that foundations, that this human form of life is meant for enjoyment. What is that enjoyment? Sankhya Ananta Sukha Tara Prayojana. It has a need of unlimited pleasure. Then the concept is that how to get that pleasure. Sei sukha hetu jara Krishna te barila. Paro byame Krishna parishada rupete thakira. So, in order to get that pleasure, when a wise person chooses Krishna to give or to get that unlimited happiness, Ananta Sukha, Sankhya Ananta Sukha, unlimited happiness from Supreme Personality of Godhead, he becomes eligible to enter to the spiritual kingdom and remains with Supreme Personality of Godhead. Where? With the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then he is Nitya Mukta Jiva. And other, sei sukha hetu jara Māyāte ଆଶ୍ରୟ କରିଲା, Māyāte ଅନ୍ୱେଷଣ କଲା, who searches after Maya by lording over the material nature, whether man or woman, both are want to lord over Maya. So Prakriti is Three Tattva. When we are discussing this fundamental concept, that Prakriti is also Sri Tattva and Jiva is also Sri Tattva, because both are energy of Lord. So we are explaining the concept that Asraya is required. Just like a creeper or a poetry or woman, they need Asraya. So similarly, a living entity or jiva is also prakriti or Stri Tattva, prakriti or energy of God. So it need ashraya of Supreme Personality of Godhead. And the pleasure one get by ashraya of Supreme Personality of Godhead is called, what is that called? Bhakti. When one gets enjoyment due to ashraya of Mahadashraya, and real Mahat is Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's why the name is Supreme. Supreme means Mahat. Mahadashraya. There is Supreme is the end. There is nothing higher to that. So Mahada Ashraya is the essence. Bhakti Sukha or indirect pleasure is the essence. So Jiva should choose the path of real enjoyment. When a Jiva is bewildered, then it takes the path of illusion, the enjoyment from illusions. So we are discussing that sloka, that how these living entities are trapped by Maya, whether a man or woman, both are trapped into Maya due to the ignorance. What is that? So 3.31 chapter of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam explains that in detail. সেই ছায়া এক মায়া সংজ্ঞা পায় বহিরঙ্গা বিশ্বসৃজে কৃষ্ণের ছায়া. So Bahiranga Vishwa, this external world, is created by Supreme Personality of Godhead. The energy, three kind of energy, Antaranga, Bahiranga, and a Jiva, Tatastha. Jiva, when bewildered with moha, this loka explained, Yam manyate pati mohan. For women, the moha is man. And for men, say 331-39 sloka explained, Sangam na kurjad pramadasu jatu, Jogasya param param arurukshu, Matasevaya pratilabdhatmalabho, Badanti ya niraya dwaram asya. Badanti ya niraya dwaram asya. For a man, who is the gateway to hell is the woman. The attraction to enjoy the woman. But what should be his objective? Jogasya parama arurukyuhu. The only object to connect God. And by serving the lotus feet of Supreme Personality of Godhead, one can achieve this happiness. Harinam Chintamani explains that, well, there are two kind of jiva, Nitya Baddha and Nitya Mukta. So those who are wise devotees, they choose Krishna as their ashraya and they serve Krishna. So we are discussing that serving Krishna with the two options. One is for your benefit. That is not prema. That is kama. You have some motivated desire. So anyway, Lord, even though you have akama, sarvakama or mukhya kama, if you are intelligent person, you are serving Lord. That is wise actually. So you may worship Supreme Personality of Godhead with kama or with prema, but prema is the intrinsic property and kama is the extrinsic property, Bahiranga Lakshana. So when, as long as you have kama, you are not in real identity. Though you are worshipping Supreme Personality of Godhead, who takes care of a devotee because he is a bigger, he know where is the greatest benefit lies. So he allows you gradually to purify from this mentality and come to the uh, highest platform of devotional service of prema by giving you sadhu sangha. Sadhu sangha, nama kirtana, ei matra chai. The process is that when one is allowed to associate with a first class spiritual devotee, then he is entering into this. Veda 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 Mai Jiva Shakti Jiva Gane Tatasthe Prakase Krishna Sevara Karane. The ultimate objective is that this Achinta Veda Veda simultaneously one and different living entity is the energy. Veda Veda Mai Jiva Sakti Jiva Gane, and his nature is that Tatasya is marginal. And why the marginal Prakasa, and what is the objective of marginal Prakasa? Sevara Karane, to serve Supreme Personality of Godhead. By serving, a devotee get highest pleasure. Then you may ask, why serving? What is that highest pleasure I'll get? You check in this world also, mother gets more pleasure than getting food to, or get more pleasure than feeding the child than getting food for her. Or a generous person feed many hunger person get more happiness than he himself eat something. So indirect pleasure are much more better than their pleasures. And direct pleasures have many consequences. You cannot eat many rasgullas, but you can feed many rasgullas. By feeding many rasgullas to many devotees or many people, Santha Seva or Dina Daridra Seva, you will get more happiness. But eating rasgullas are limited for you. You cannot eat more than 2 or 3, then your stomach will show you the uh, demerits as soon as you increases the numbers of rasgullas. It's not that. So Veda Veda Mai Jiva Sakti Jiva Gane Jiva Sakti Jiva Gane Tatastha Prakase Krishna Sevara Karane Dui Prakasa Dasa Visishtha Jiva Nityavadha Nityamukta Jiva Dui Prakara Nitya Mukte Nitya Krishna Seva Adhikara Nityavadha Maya Gune Karaye Samsara. So what is the problem here? Nityabadha Maya Gune Karaye Samsara. So we are in this material world. In this samsara, try to learn over material nature. Women want to become owner of the wealth. Bita apatya gruha pradam. Children, houses, by lording over a man. And a man is doing vice versa. The sloka 331-40 explains that Jopayati samayri maya Josit deva vinirmita tamikshetatman mrutyum trunai kupam ibapritaha andhakupa. Andhakupa mahabhayanaka. That is the nature of this samsara. But this jiva is attracted to this jiva. Trunai kupam ibaprita andhakupa. Grasses are beautifully decorated in this dark well where snakes and ferocious living entities are there to torture. Once one fall into that andhakupa, there is no hope of getting out of that. Yet the living entity fall into this samsara. For what? For what purpose? Why? Because he is attracted to sense enjoyment. So this sense enjoyment here explained for a man is woman and for a woman is man. It is explained very clearly, there is no doubt about it. Sloka number 44 explained how that 41 explained how That stritvam stri sangatah prapta. A woman got this woman form because of stri sangatah. Because of in previous life he was a man and he was too much attached to women. And while giving up this body, he was in the consciousness of that woman, and he got a new form and become stritvam. Stritvam stri sangatah praptam. And his illusion is just like hunter. Hunter sings very nicely to attack the deer. Jivo hi asyanu godehe bhutendriya manomaya tan nirodhasya marana abribhavatu sambhavah. So with this consciousness is attracted, and because of that bhutendriya mana, this indriya mana and this physical body, he got to fulfill that consciousness which he left at the time of giving this body, left with because of attractions of the women. And this is the state of Puranjani. Puranjana became Puranjani because of attachment to woman body, and here it is confirmed. So what to speak of this and all this root cause? We have entered more detail into the fundamentals. Now we'll come to the conclusive portions. What is the conclusion then? The essence is that the living entity should have got the pleasure of divine, but it has chosen a wrong path. It has chosen the path of sense enjoyment. It's a wrong path. Why it is a wrong path? Because there is no true happiness. In this age of Kali, all the steps, everywhere, anything that we choose out of moha is wrong. We have kept the very fundamental thing here, that God, right? The first concept is wrong among in this age of Kali. You see, is it prevalent or not? To God they consider human being. Abhajananti ma mudha manusitanum asritam. They are the fool. In this age, people of this age are so fooled. They consider Supreme Personality of Godhead as human being. And what a surprise! They consider a human being as God. Though who are old, having birds, and incapable of walking themselves comfortably, they claim themselves God. Even they are allowed to do rasa with women. How many such instances? And see how many followers are there to those people. You see the illusion. The first fundamental concept to know the very basic minimum concept about God is missing. They consider God as a human being and a human being as God. See, this is illusion. People who are falling trap of this illusion, how they will consider the ultimate purpose to go back Godhead. To please Krishna is the essence. Go back Godhead is a path to get pleasure. But your pleasure, you need not to be interested for. It is the duty of asraya. When your asraya is perfect, your pleasure is guaranteed. I was giving that example of crab. How happy is the crab being sheltered of the ocean? You cannot catch that crab, especially because most of the time I spend in Puri, sea beach. Almost when I stay every day, I go to the sea beach. I see the crabs. You cannot catch them. They live at the seashore. They very comfortably live because of the asraya of ocean. No fear. So like with that courage and strength, when we are sheltered by Krishna, we become happy. Our asraya should be Krishna. We are women by nature, Prakriti, because we are energy of God. But we have a consciousness of becoming man, Purusa, enjoying whether body of woman or body of man, but tendencies of men to enjoy. And with that, we are trapped, and we have to rectify our consciousness. By rectifying our consciousness, we should come to the spirit of giving enjoyment to Lord, which is prema. Atmendriya priti vancha tare boli kama Krishnendriya priti vancha dhare prema nama. Even though most of the classes I try to present these foundations, sometimes repeating same thing is essential. Nashta prayesu abhadresu nityam bhagavata sevaya. The message of this Bhagavatam, and among them the topmost message is that to know your identity, the meaning, the purpose, the essence, what is that you are searching for. Our Guru Maharaj always focusing on the fundamentals, and that fundamentals must be repeatedly heard through our ears to make us realize. You may go very deeper into the concepts, but missing the fundamentals, and you will not able to elevate yourselves. So fundamentals has to be very strong and repeatedly heard. Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya. By associating with Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam and great devotees Bhagavat. So like that, the essence is that the disciple or the devoted wife both has the objective to serve supreme authority. For a devoted wife, the authority is given to husband, and husband has also some duty that he must be a great devotee of Lord, so that by worshipping the devoted husband, one get the pure love of Godhead and go back to Godhead. And a wife, if has no such responsibility to carry out the mission of the husband, they may choose the path of sati daha, or sati burn herself into the fire, but out of his own will, not to be forced. But that during the Kali Yuga, beginning of Kali Yuga, people started misutilizing the scriptures. So they tried forcing the woman to take the funeral pyre of the husband. That was wrong. Especially during British time, it was abrogated. This was stopped. So this kind of that forcing mentality should not be there. A person should have the right consciousness to choose the right thing. And what is advised here, disciples for disciple? The mission of Guru is essence. Because Guru definitely grant devotion and go back Godhead. If after Guru leaves, there are lots of problems. A devotee maintaining into the path of devotion is very, very difficult after Guru leaves. Because when Guru physically present, physically takes care of all the necessities of a person. I was staying with my spiritual master, I know that how much pleasure, how much attachment into the divine process of Krishna consciousness under the shelter of Guru is there. And once Guru leaves, what a great difficulty is that. So when Guru leaves, he has set for us a test that earlier you are seeing the Guru and Krishna in your direct vision. Guru himself represented Krishna, and all the divine manifestations happen through a direct associations. And when Guru disappears, that all has to happen through Chaitya Guru, Paramātmā. and through the first class devotional service. That means during the physical association, one must elevate himself to the platform of first class devotion, so that after Guru disappears, he have he has no difference of when he was with a physical presence of Guru and physical disappearance of Guru. During physical disappearance, Guru never leaves the heart of the disciples. Guru always guide the disciples, whether through supta or susupta, whether in dreamed state or in awakened state. See, dreamed state, susupta state, or turiya state, that also comes to devotees. You don't neglect dreams. Dreams will just not come. You cannot dream about God. One cannot manipulate to see God. You try your best to dream God and claim that you have seen God in dream. Not possible. God will come in the dream when you are conscious of Him. Consciousness. When your consciousness is fully inspired to serve God. God consciousness, person will see God in dream. Those who are saying that you should not neglect the dream also, because that is the consciousness. To connect with the Chaitya Guru, the Lord who is within the heart. Lord Paramātmā is Chaitya Guru, and Guru is connected through Chaitya Guru. Chaitya Guru manifested in external form. And when Chaitya Guru disappears, then Guru manifests within your heart through Chaitya Guru. And it is not realized by neophyte. One must become advanced to realize that. So Guru never disappears for a disciple. He's always there. But one has to advance to this level. If one is not advanced, then he can take the path of Sri Guru. Even it is advised. If brahmachari dies, there is no harm with the Guru. Brahmacharya life means itself. If a saintly person, advanced sannyasi, whether he dies or live, no matter. But a brahmachari, if he dies, no loss. He'll go back to the shelter of the Guru and go back Godhead simply by dying with Guru. But if Guru has given order to stay here, to do preaching activities, he cannot take this step out of will. People are so much attracted to commit suicide because of some problems and unable to do all these things, right? No.